Alaska Airlines is planning to buy Hawaiian Airlines for a whopping $1.9 billion. In today's video, we're going to cover the details of this acquisition, why I think Alaska is doing it, and what I think their loyalty programs will look like going forward. In terms of the specifics, Alaska is going to be paying $18 per share, making the deal worth $1.9 billion. This could potentially be a very good deal for current Hawaiian Airlines shareholders, because the stock was just recently trading below $5. Given the financial problems of Hawaiian Airlines in the past, this feels like a safety net for the investors who have just been taking pounding after pounding. What's interesting is that Alaska isn't absorbing Hawaiian Airlines. They are going to be maintaining their independent branding. However, the loyalty program will be unified, which is pretty interesting because it will be two different airline brands that share the same program. We don't really see this anywhere except for Flying Blue, which is the loyalty program of both Air France and KLM. One funny thing is that Alaska has always really prided itself on its heavy Boeing fleet, but they're going to be flying quite a few Airbus aircraft given Hawaiian Airlines' current fleet. This acquisition is not guaranteed to go through. Of course, there are regulatory challenges involved. So we've seen that JetBlue and American have had their partnership broken up, and we've been seeing that JetBlue and Spirit have had a ton of difficulty in their merger. But Alaska is small enough of an airline that this just might work. If it was United, Delta, or American trying to do this, probably would be blocked, but Alaska, maybe. And this deal is expected to close within 12 to 18 months if everything goes smoothly. So why are they doing this? The airlines are pretty different. Alaska doesn't operate any wide-body aircraft, while Hawaiian has a ton. So in the press release, one thing they do mention is that they're planning to turn Honolulu into a big hub for both of the airlines, which given Hawaiian's existing route network could be very interesting for connections into Asia and the South Pacific. So if you look here, you can see Alaska Airlines' existing route network, which is not at all international based, but is very, very strong within the United States, especially on the West Coast. Compared to Hawaiian's network, which is very, very sparse, but does have international connections primarily to East Asia and the South Pacific, with the vast majority of connections into the United States being to the West Coast. Looking at what their combined network could be, we'll see that it is very, very strong on the West Coast, so it does complement each other nicely there. And then Alaska would have the ability to connect into international destinations. So this does look like a play for Alaska to become more of a global airline here. I'm not really sure how many people want to be connecting through Honolulu, but maybe it can work. Having a hub in Honolulu could be interesting because it's not really too far out of the way for these connections. For example, if you're looking to do a stopover, it could be really, really nice because you are able to break up that super long haul journey into something that is more reasonable. So now the real question is, what is the loyalty program going to look like? We know it's going to be unified, but how? So I want to say this is all 100% speculation on my part. This could all be wrong, but given my experience, this is what I think is the most likely outcome. I predict that Hawaiian Airlines will technically join the Oneworld alliance, and Hawaiian Airlines status will map over to Alaskan Airlines status. Hawaiian has two tiers, Palani Gold and Platinum. I predict that Palani Gold will map over to Alaska MVP Gold, and I predict Palani Platinum will map over to either 75K or 100K status. This means that Palani Gold and Platinum would be providing Oneworld Sapphire and Emerald status respectively. One reason that I think Hawaiian is going to be joining Oneworld is that Alaska Airlines has said the combined airline will receive the ability to redeem and earn miles on all their partners, as well as receive elite benefits across all Oneworld airlines. Which I mean, if Hawaiian wasn't part of Oneworld, it would be pretty tough to implement this across every Oneworld airline without being an alliance partner. I mean, we have seen some airlines do this like LATAM and Delta and Alaska and American, but it's usually limited to just a few airlines, not across the entire alliance network. Another interesting thing about these statuses is that Hawaiian Airlines status does not provide complimentary first-class upgrades on their routes. They work on a certificate system, while Alaska Airlines does. So does this mean we'll be getting first-class upgrades complimentary on Hawaiian? Possibly. I predict that we will be getting complimentary upgrades on Hawaiian as long as it is a domestic route. I do not think they'll be giving long-haul complimentary upgrades. That is just unheard of in this space. A unified loyalty program means it is one type of mileage currency. So does this mean that Hawaiian Airlines miles will convert into Alaska miles? Possibly. But what would the conversion ratio be? The very most generous they would be is 1 Hawaiian Airlines miles equaling 1 Alaskan Airlines miles. This would be very nice because even with Alaska's upcoming devaluation of their award chart, Hawaiian Airlines miles are pretty trash. So being able to convert those Hawaiian miles into Alaskan at a 1-to-1 ratio would be insane. On the opposite end of the spectrum, if they wanted to be very punitive, you would have a ratio of 2 Hawaiian Airlines miles to 1 Alaska mile. Given Hawaiian's uncompetitive award chart outside of a few sweet spots, I feel like this is not that unlikely. Depending on what you think the conversion ratio might be, there is a potential argument to transfer American Express membership rewards points into Hawaiian Airlines miles in the hope that they get converted to Alaska miles, which I'm not doing that, by the way. I don't think that would be a smart move. But if you're someone that really did want to take a gamble, that is something you could do. But again, 100% pure speculation. I could be entirely wrong. If you want to talk about these changes with me personally, consider joining the 100% free Discord group at the link in the description. I'm in there all the time. I would absolutely love to chat about this news. So let me know what you think about my predictions in the comments down below. Am I spot on, or do you think I'm going to be entirely wrong? I will see you soon.